Do we have a second on that, by the way?
We have a second.
Okay, go ahead, Jerry. Oh, you seconded it. Okay, take back your second. You owe us a second. Oh, you have to be a council member to second? Why? So you got to be up here to second anything. Remember that now. I don't want to
Mr.
tell you
Chairman.
that again, Jerry.
Mr. Chairman, I seconded the motion.
Thank you. It's been third or fourth by now, I think. Anyway, anybody have anything, a comment about this they'd like to make about the, I have a lot of comments to make about it. Does anybody have a comment to make about the code of conducts? Merle, go ahead. Somebody kiss Malcolm on the cheek. He's sleeping.
Point of order, would everybody who stands to speak identify themselves and name their section? Thank you.
Merle Knight,
We
section
know who
M.
he is.
Nobody knows who I am, really.
Go ahead.
I approve of this. We have been for a long time in need of repair or whatever it needs to be for a code of conduct, because the conduct code here doesn't follow constitutional grounds.
Okay, anybody want to make a comment
approve.
about that? Any argument there? No, no argument there. Anybody else have a comment about it? State your name and your
Yeah, my name is Mike Finnerty, Section C.
McNerney.
Get closer.
Closer? Oh. All right, my name is Michael Finnerty. I'm from Section C. From what I hear about the code of conduct, is a person who's being, has to appear there, he's automatically guilty before he even walks in the door.
Exactly.
And that's got to change. We live in the United States of America, and we're innocent until proven guilty. And I think that the committee ought to take that into consideration instead of banishing the person or giving the bad merit or whatever it is you do when somebody does something wrong. And then you get 3 of them and you get kicked out of here. I don't think that's right either.
I agree with you. Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Go ahead. Vice Chair.
Got to remember how to do this, that it's on. Anyway, I was going to ask Dick, myself and Debbie were on the committee. Are we going to be the ones that's going to be in the committee, or is that going to be a new thing that's going to be called in? A new committee is assigned for this thing that you're talking about?
The committee itself is in its beginning stages of formation, and so that would be one of the things to be discussed. Okay.
Go ahead.
James Musson, Treasurer, Acting Parliamentarian. James Musson, Acting Parliamentarian. The protocol is for the Policies and Procedures Committee to create a proposed policy, and then the council will be provided with that proposed policy. It will be voted on. If it passes, then the first of the month following that passage, it will become effective, and the committee will be a standing committee. Thank you.
Okay, James. Thanks, James. Anybody else? Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm Jerry Crumlin from Section D. When I first got here, I became aware of this code of conduct. It struck me as being somewhere in between, well, we had a good conduct medal, which I did receive in the military, and we also had Article 15s, which were something that you didn't want to receive. And I was all very confused about this code of conduct. It's a very nebulous concept. I won't say that we do have to have some means to discipline people who are out of line. That's obvious. But trying to use a single room business as a punishment or a stick and a carrot, that's very inappropriate. But I think everyone is aware that the code of conduct, the way it was structured, was ripe for abuse. And I think that's been under review, and it's a good thing that it is.
I agree with that. Thanks, Jerry. Anybody else? Go ahead. What's your name? Why don't you have a microphone and sitting right here?
Because they don't want that.
You need the exercise anyway. So.
You're not starting on the right foot there. John Rickman, Section C. I've discovered in my 2.5 years here
that the policy, and I mean literally spelled out to me, is that if you make any sort of complaint, you are the problem. That was told to me by our former social worker, Alma, in those exact words. Since then, I have found that this policy permeates just about everything around here. We will hopefully get to the observation post, but this is not the point. We'll bring that up later. But by notifying Sacramento that the person that I worked for was incompetent, they shut down the paper. When I complained about someone turning off lights in the hallway and was found to be in the right because this person was not supposed to do it, I was moved to the smallest room in the building. So that's basically what the code of conduct is here. Don't make waves.
Okay, thank you. I think we've had enough comments on this motion. I think Dick Woodward is going to handle that just right. I like what you had to say. That'll work on that. So good luck on that one. So let's have another motion. Is there another motion? Yes. What?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have a second motion here.
No, I don't want further discussion. We've had enough discussion about that one. Let's have a new motion. Boom.
Call for the motion.
Question, we have a
Call for the
vote.
motion, Mr. Chairman, is the
Yeah.
protocol. We haven't had the vote yet. Oh, did we have?
Okay, call a vote. What are we voting for? Is there a motion out there? Raise your hand if you want a motion out there. Why don't you handle it? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, James. Call the roll for the vote. Okay. What vote?
Okay, I'll call the roll. Austin Blake.
Vote yes.
James Stokes.
Yes.
Rick Bear.
I vote yes.
Gary Sloan.
Yes.
Linda Koch, yes.
Got to remember this. Carolyn Higdon, yes.
George.
I vote yes.
Debbie Wimking.
Yes.
Wesley Freestone.
Wesley Freestone votes yes.
Neil Remnant.
Neil Remnant, Section K, yes.
And Dick Woodward.
Dick Woodward votes yes.
We got
Motion
all
carries,
yeses.
right? Is there a second? Do we have to second that too? No, we don't second that one. Okay. You sure about that, huh? Second motion? Oh, yeah? Okay. Do we have a second motion to put on the table?
Mr. Chairman, Wesley Freestone, Section J. I have the motion, I move that the Allied Council support and request the conversion of McKinley Building back to the original status as dormitory Section B.
Any comments? Second that?
Second.
It's been seconded, been motioned and seconded, okay? Comments from the audience on this one? Anybody? Go ahead. Back there.
And what does that entail, moving it back to
What's your name?
Ken Clark?
Okay, what section are you in?
C.
Okay, now we know who you are. I'm Lorenzo, by the way.
So what does that actually entail, moving that back to, I guess, inactive section? That's what we're talking about?
I think so, yeah. Sounds good. You have a comment about it?
Well, I wanted to know what does that take? I mean, just saying, okay, now it's back to Section B. That doesn't really.
I don't know.
cover
You
it,
have to
right?
ask him. Go ahead, answer that. This is Neil.
Neil Remnant,
Can't hear you.
For those who are not familiar with the situation, McKinley has been closed for years. We're trying to get single rooms for everyone. This is in the single room mix, and the McKinley has been closed for years. It should be open. It's available. Let's do it. Thank you.
Dick Tiff, Section L. I understand that McKinley is not domiciliary, is it?
What?
It used to be years ago? Okay. So, but when it was closed, it was considered higher care, right?
Yes, ICF.
Jerry Crum on Section D. There seems to be a lot of misinformation, rumors about McKinley. I heard from a lady who departed here a few months ago that it had a roofing problem. That's just rumor. I'm also hearing that there's no problem over there, that McKinley was a higher care certified, which is now in suspension. So it's either going to have to be recertified for higher care or certified for domiciliary. And what we are trying to do is to get it certified for domiciliary, because every room in McKinley meets or exceeds the federal requirements for room size for both married couples and for single people. There's over 50 rooms now in McKinley that are vacant. That would completely erase the waiting list for single rooms. This is a very, very high priority, and there is no reason why this could not be done if the will to do it is there. The building is there, it's sound, it's ready to go. There needs to be some electrical work done, but it could be done well before July 1.
Okay, thanks, Jerry. Okay, you got another one? Go ahead, sir. We've got time for one more comment on this one.
Well, no, you have to be on camera. I couldn't see it behind the camera. My apologies.
John Rickman, Section C. In conversations with our previous administrator, I learned that one of his dearest goals was to turn that building into a VA clinic. I'm not talking CalVet, I'm talking USVA. And that's one of the reasons why the building is not available. Now, we can advise, but we can't force. And as we all know, the rules around here is mind over matter.